Exclamation, everybody, and welcome back to the LiveCraftMine server. We are yet again in almost practically the same place. I've just realized I've opened up several episodes, the last few episodes in this same area here, my little foyer, where my storage room meets my new crafting area. So we'll have to do something about that. But see, I've actually put some stairs in for a change. The reason I'm here is I want to show you what's been going on with the smeltery here. I have been working on it a little bit off camera, and I've got it to where it is now hooked all the way up. And what I need, oh good, I have some cobblestone on my bar. What I need is to get some elevation here to kind of show you guys what I've been doing. So what I did was I just extended the item elevator here all the way up to the top, and I did this in a live stream, and I messed up a couple times, but I finally got it working. So it's, well, for the most part, it does occasionally, I guess due to lag, it does sometimes the items collect in there, and I have to sort of give it a little push. But for the most part, it seems to be working okay. Now, what happens is they come all the way up, all the items come all the way up to this top dropper, and then they get pushed into this dropper, which you see is pointing upwards, but it doesn't really matter which way it points, because come down here, you see I've got a hopper connected to it, and I'll see if I can get a little bit of room to show you what's going on here. So I've got just a regular old dropper, or hopper I should say, connected to that dropper. So anything that comes into here automatically gets shoved down into this double chest. Now, below this double chest is where things get a little bit interesting. So I have this double chest here, and this is going to be hard to show off because I've got everything in the way. I've got a hopper on this side. Okay, this is the right side of the chest, or left, depending on which way you want to look at it. And this hopper then feeds down into another hopper, which feeds into this chest. As you can see, I've got the fuel in here, so I've got some lava buckets. And then this has hoppers underneath of it that go directly into the two furnaces up front. Now on the other side, over here, come down a little bit and show you. Over here this is the other side of that chest. I have another hopper on this side that just goes, and you can see it's got some lava in it already, that just goes directly into this fuel chest, which then feeds into the two furnaces on this side. And you've already seen sort of the issue here. You notice that this guy is completely filled up with all the lava buckets a man could ever possibly need. That's because it seems to favor this hopper over the other one. I guess because it's coming in one at a time, and it's coming onto this side of the chest and just going right down in here. So I've had to make enough lava buckets to fill up both this hopper and this chest, so that when new lava buckets come in, they will actually go and over to the other furnaces. It's been pretty ridiculous. As you can see, I've got an entire double chest full of lava buckets. I've got 2 lava buckets in each of the furnaces, so that's 4 there. I've got 1 sitting in this hopper, that's 5, and then I've got about 8 more that are empty right now. So I've been quite busy making lots and lots and lots of hoppers here. So we'll close this off for now, just for visual sake. Or I'm sorry, making lots and lots of buckets. I've got hoppers on the brain. You'll just have to excuse me there for that. And actually, yeah, that's good enough. So, and then over here, I've done a bang-up job of putting a little stairway in here for now. But I've finally connected up my mine shaft over here, so I don't have to walk out and around the mountain like I've been doing up to this point to get down to the mine shaft. I can just go right through here. I can stay indoors the whole time. So that is what I'm doing there, and I obviously that's all temporary. I'm trying to spruce that whole thing up. How are we doing with we're almost going to use these lava buckets now. That one is empty though. These are good. And this burns through stuff pretty quickly as far as resources go. I really like the way that is operating. Also, I have noticed something. You see this anvil here looks slightly damaged because I've used it a bit. Let me just show you a little bit of a magic trick here. I'm going to grab this anvil, and you see it says slightly damaged anvil. All right. Hey, it's not damaged anymore. How about that? I have an infinite anvil on my hands, and I am quite happy about that. In fact, I don't know if the repair stuff is based on how many times you've repaired the item or how damaged your anvil is. I'm not sure. But I've been starting to repair my work pick here quite often, and it does sort of go up in, you know, how many levels, enchantment levels it takes out of you. But I'm wondering if that's due to the damage on the anvil or not. So now that I have a fresh anvil, the next time I go to repair this, I'm going to see what the level was. Because last time it was level 10 it took to repair this up to full. So I'm just curious if that's how it works. I'm not even sure. And obviously you can still see some of the wiring back there. I just have to fix all this up so that it looks a little bit more decent. But there's more things to do in here. This is not going to be all stone bricks as it is right now. I'm just, as I always do, just laying things out to see where I want things to go and where how I want the stairs to be and all that fun stuff. So, a couple things. I want to work a little bit on the Nether hub. Not a whole lot. Not going to get a whole lot done on it. I have done a few things off camera, at least linking it up and whatnot, so we can at least look at that too while we're there. But before I do that, I want to show you guys, I realize that I've been sort of neglecting the whole point of being on a multiplayer server, which is, you know, being in a spawn area and actually, you know, doing community builds and all those fun things. And I kind of, you know, as soon as the server reset and started off again, I came right out here, which is not far from spawn. I have a road right out to spawn. But it's far enough away that I have this whole area to myself. And I've been kind of, you know, a hermit out here. I've had Kazua to keep me company from time to time. But it's not really the right way to do things. And I sort of did that in the other server too. Like I had the farm area, but it was close enough to spawn that I kept, you know, I could see spawn and everything else, and I kept going back and forth doing businesses in spawn and then also doing stuff on my own. And I've been sort of neglecting spawn altogether here. Man, that always looks so epic when I look up there. I love it. And that's accidental. That has not been on purpose. Really, I wanted to sort of get myself established out here and try to figure out what I wanted to do. I have an idea for spawn, and I've been working on it a little bit off camera. Is it getting? It's starting to get dark a little bit. I'm the only one on right now, so let me get back to a bed here. But I want to show you guys. Hey, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to go back to bed. We're going to stay out here because I'm going to be in the Nether anyway, so it's not going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference. By the way, Puka was on a little bit earlier, and I got to tell you, see, this just tells you the amount of time I spend on the server versus other people. I have 1,033 mob kills, so I'm not even to elite yet, right? Puka, I looked at his number when he was on a little bit earlier. He's got over 10,000. So that just goes to show you how much time I've been on here versus how much time he's been spending on here. I'm just saying. Before I go into the Nether, though, I want to do something. This is the road to spawn, by the way. I want to show you guys what I've been thinking about as far as the build that I want to do in spawn. Oh, that's still multiplayer. I want single player, and I want my creative mode. So let's get some light on this subject. What is it? Set time day. time day, time set day. There we go. It was one of those. So I had this idea for the old server, and it's something I wanted to do. It's something I do want to do, but I'm having some problems here. If there's any people out there that are really good with redstone, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. So I wanted to, in the last server, and I want to do it in this server as well, I want to go to spawn, and I want to build a public storage area. And I sort of want to make it, I sort of want to lay it out like a storage area, like you would sort of expect, kind of. Maybe I might do a variation on it. But I wanted to have some redstone locks on the doors. And what I'm trying to do is I've got a piece of paper in my inventory here. And you see I've put it on an anvil and I just gave it a passphrase. So in this case I just said test, right? Then I've got another piece of paper here, right, which should be up here. I'm doing the item hopper thing that I have in my storage area, you know, the sorter that I have in my storage area. And then this guy's a dispenser, and then we've got a dispenser or dropper facing this way and droppers going up into it. Now the idea is people would come to the store, they, you know, put down, we'll say 3 emeralds, and it'll just be a one-time fee, right? It'll shoot out 3 pieces of paper at them, or 2. I really want 2, but I might have to sell for 3 based upon what I'm seeing here. But we'll say 3 for now. There'll be anvils there. They type their password in on all 3 pieces of those paper, and then they shove 2 pieces into this dispenser, right? Which will bring it down into this item hopper, which will already have these in it, but it won't have anything here. And then the next one will go down into here. This is the problem I'm having. We'll just say it with 2 for right now. But if they had 2, they would just put 1 in the system to prime it. And then this door would stay closed, right? And then the idea is that this paper then becomes their passcode or their key, right? And whenever they want to get into their storage area, they would just come up to this dispenser, drop their key in, right? It would go through the sorting system, and it would shoot back out, as you saw really, really quickly there. It went through here, went through the hopper, went through there. It was all sorted out properly. You see this now has pushed down here, and this is my problem, right? I don't want this to be pushed down into this hopper, but it is getting pushed down there, unfortunately, and then it's getting stuck. It's not getting shot back out. So that's going to make for some problems, because the next time I put a piece of paper in, it's just going to sit here and it's not going to move through the system. But anyway, the ideal is that the paper would come through here, come through these hoppers, as you saw, shoot back out at the person standing here so that they don't have to go retrieving their paper. And then the door opens and they can walk through. Now, getting this door wired up has been kind of a weird thing. So I've got this all relatively wired up the way you would expect, I suppose. I've got an inverter here that's going to a piston. Now, I've put redstone blocks here because that's the only way I could think to get a piston to actually open this door. I was trying to do like other situations, but it's hard to do it without, in a way that it's hidden from the people walking in, right? I want all this stuff to be relatively hidden. As you can see, it's not really that well hidden, but I've been trying some things here. That's why this redstone's here. I didn't have it here initially, but I'm trying to think of ways to hide all the circuitry and still have this thing work. And I've been trying buttons here to try to get this thing. The problem is that when you use a piston like this to push a redstone block, it will never retract. It's like I cannot get this thing. The only way I can get this piston now to retract from this position, if I can get through it, yeah, let's come around the other way. The only way I can get this piston to retract from this position is to break the block. And that is not cool, right? But let's say this is how it was originally, right? Put the block there. And then you would put the put the key in here, right? And then that pushes the piston up, which pushes the redstone block up, which then opens this door if the door was closed, which it started out closed, but it's now permanently open due to circumstances. So this is my conundrum. I want to build something like this in Spawn so that everybody can have their own passcodes, they can have their own storage facility, and it'll be, you know, relatively spacious on the inside. I'm not, you know, it's not going to be the Ritz, but it'll be enough to have a bunch of chests and whatnot in there. And I want to try to somehow get this thing to work. That's my goal. I want it to be as compact as possible. I want it to be hidden. I want all this stuff to be in such a way that I can hide it. And I just trying to get this to work with the door and all that stuff. I don't know. It's getting to the point where I might just do the build anyway and not worry about the actual locking mechanism. We'll see. I can at least get the build done, and then I can figure out how to work all this crap into it. So that is where I'm at with that. This is the idea I had for Spawn, and this is my test world where I've been doing stuff in from time to time. As you can see, I have this is my first foray into making the glass ceiling. You know, all the different tiles that I did in the library back on the old server. And there's more stuff over yonder that I have since forgotten where it's at. So anyway, that is my creative world. So let's come back onto the server. And as we slide around a bit, let's head into the Nether. And let's start some work on our Nether portal here. So off camera, I've been clearing out a bunch of space, and I've got some sandstone slabs down to keep the zombie pigmen from spawning, because they're a pain in the neck. You can see I have some netherrack here still, and I was using cobblestone slabs, but I really want to use this because I want it to be bright up here, and I'm right up at the bedrock level, so it's going to be interesting making the ceiling here because I'm going to have to integrate all the bedrock, obviously. And down here I have linked us up to the main area. I hear this freaking ghast, and he's dry. The problem with these ghasts are they can break through these through these sandstone blocks, as I found out, much to my dismay, the other day when I was building this. So you see, we've got a little stairway here, and I accidentally used the wrong... Oh, wow, he is right... Oh, damn this guy. Damn him. This is what happened last time. Just wrecked all the stuff that I built. Ugh. I hate him. I hate him. Come on. Come on. Try not to hit any of these things because I'm just gonna break more stuff along the way here. Oh, these damn ghasts, man, and they just come right up to you anymore. It's a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass ghasts. And you see how they just wrecked the place here? Crazy. Anywho, now we've had that little bit of excitement. Let's put this back the way it was. Relatively speaking, as always, I have an extra block. It's like when I take apart my computer, I always have more screws left over than when I start with. Don't know where they came from. So yeah, I've put this together here. I kind of linked into where Toad's little you know, tunnel here. So that's I just you know, made myself at home. Sorry, I'm running low on actual words here. I made myself at home and just branched off of his tunnel that he had there. So let's get out of here before this guest breaks more of my stuff. Cool. And then up here is our tunnel back to our portal. You probably remember I had a tunnel that wrapped around and came out here. Now this is all hooked up. There's also a spot around here somewhere. I think it's over here a little bit that I'm going to break through to. I think it's over that way, where we actually have we have a way to get up onto the top of the Nether. So I'm going to make sure that I have a tunnel to that connects to that, so we can easily get there as needed. But my goal here is to brighten this place up quite a bit, and get some fancy smancy stuff going on here. So I'm going to work on this a little bit off camera, and then I will return and show you guys what I've got so far. Exclamation, everybody, I'm back. So I've been working a bit in here. I'm trying to, I'm not quite done. I've got a bit done, but I was actually a little bit distracted by Captain Lamp just came on for a little bit, and he needed a few resources. And also, I believe Jonesy's on the server. He wants to update the server, so he's asking me if I'm hurrying up with my recording, which I am. You can see I've been doing some things here. I've got some resources set up. I really like these the dark oak wood stairs here, but it's still very, very dark. And I've put the orange here, and I've got the nether brick up there. Still very, very dark. I'm also trying some things with the ceiling here. I sort of want the ceiling to be a little bit multicolored and so on and so forth. I also want it to be bright, so I'm going to use a lot of quartz, but there's also going to be some streaks along here of other colors, I think. That's what I'm trying for. So since these are so dark and so dark back there, I was thinking of actually putting lava here with just brown stained glass panes, as you can see. Very, very hard to do because lava moves so fast, but so far so good on that. So I think I'm going to continue with that theme all the way down and having that as my lighting scheme. And then I'll try to figure out where I could fit these other, dark oak wood things in. I probably could put them up in the ceiling as sort of lights hanging down from the ceiling or something like that, or maybe even just have them as a border. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. It might end up not being able to use them at all. Where's my... I have one more thing here. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the portal. I'm thinking that I might expand it out a little bit further. But for right now, what I want to do is fix these little pedestals around the portal. Because you can see everything is... not pedestals, but these little... doodads I've been doing here. I want to just make them try to line up a bit with what's below, and we'll do that just so it doesn't look like it's floating above everything. And then I have another line over here I have to finish with the sandstone, but I will do that probably off camera. I have some plans for here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to make out of this place, other than I want it to be sort of a grand I don't know, entrance or exit or whatever you want to call it from our area. So I might have some more flashes of brilliance or terribleness depending on which way you look at it. I know Lamp came through here a little bit earlier and he said wow to it, so hopefully that means I'm doing a good thing here as far as the look and feel of it. So I think that will do it for this episode, because I'm going to probably get kicked off the server in a bit here as the update happens. But thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.